building heads. Clean the holes, clean the valve stem holes out. I use electrical contact cleaner. Comes out at quite a high pressure and evaporates a lot, so that's good. And just clean them out with a cotton bud. Got the valve in there. If you kept the valves, the right valves for the heads together with the heads, then they're different sizes, so you can't get them mixed up. We previously lapped them in, ground them in, so they weren't too bad. So they're nice. They'll be a nice tight fit now. And obviously clean the combustion chambers out of any baked on crap, of which there was a lot. Also on the top of the pistons. Now you've got this arrangement here whereby there you can see the valve, and the idea is it's going in and out and letting fuel and air, doing all that business. And you've got two springs. These are pretty standard through the XLs and I think the FLs of this era. So you can get these springs, no problem, which is just as well because I snapped one in the back. Not taking it apart, you understand, that was during operation. Now, the springs go over the valves, the valve stems, one inside the other, and they've got two collars. And the thing is, that collar goes on the bottom. The thin collar goes on the bottom, and the fat collar goes on the top. So thin collar on first, around the seat of the valve stem. This one you twat, thank you. Then the valve springs as a unit, and then you've got this little beauty, which goes on the top there. Now the problem is you've now got to squash it down enough to trap it. There's two of these little collar things, collars within collars, and when they're seated, they fit right on there. I've seen it done without a tool. It's pretty violent, and done by a much stronger guy than I am. So, oh yes, hang on. I suppose I should show you this. If you've never seen one before, this is a valve spring decompressor. You need to compressor, valve spring compressor. We need to compress the buggers to get that little collar over the top. And I'm not sure which way round would be best to go. That way, definitely. You've got more space to work there. So I'll wind up the slack in here. I'm bringing that up against the valve, the face of the valve itself. And we wind this thing up. Procedure is exactly the same for the other cylinder, so I'll only maybe taking one. Where the hell is that gone? Oh, there's no hole, it's in this side. Okay, you won't go from this side. Fair enough. That's letting it off. Okay. And you wind it absolutely bloody loads. Central. Seems to be working. I can see those bits now. Can I get it down in? What I'm looking at now, down through here, is this. I'm trying to get that collar down far enough so that two of these will slip in and then it'll come back up and it'll be held then and it won't go anywhere and it will hold the springs in place. That's all that's doing it, is two of these little things. So, can I at this stage, this is now a spring-loaded trap basically, this is ready to fire apart any bloody moment. Can move it around a little bit, but again, it's ready to fire apart at any bloody moment. I'll bring in the dart again. This is a British thing. You may imagine if you're in the US that we spend all our evenings and all our weekends doing archery, but no, we throw these at little targets stuck to a pub wall. That's the closest the average British person gets to that sort of thing. Oh, goody, that's gone in. Right. I'm going to drop the other one in, the other side. Okey dokey. Put my fingers in here. Honestly, the thing I'm looking at, you ever seen those animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's? It's like they were designed by the same person who had this idea. Oh god, it's awful. When's it going to go bang? It's like Buckaroo. Why doesn't it go in there? Okay. Whip that over. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm going to widen it a bit more. Let's put more force into it. Massive iron springs under tension. Possibly over 40 years old. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, it's gone out there. Don't know if you can see. They're both in there. And if I release the tension on the valve spring compressor, the collar should rise up and trap them nicely. That way. Okay. Ah! Well, that I assume is what we're looking for. So quick look. How does that measure up? I'm not sure the entire height of the collets. That's what I've got at the moment. To me, it doesn't look incredibly well seated. So I'm going to squish it down again, try it again. In fact, I'm going to pause that because that's going to be a repeat of what you've already seen. I'll see if I get any benefit from it and show you. No, that's fine. That was just me being overcautious. It's one of the reasons why I'll never be a mechanic. I can't just trust that I've done it right. Never been able to do that. Everything gets double checked, triple checked possibly. So, that's what you got. You've got the collet in place, the collar, those collets, I think they're called collets. They're holding the valve, the end of the valve, which is holding the tension of the springs. The makes you think, I mean, when the cam hits the push rods, it's pushing down those two springs. That's what it's actually doing. Many tens of thousands of times a minute. Marvels of modern engineering, eh? But that's it. That's how to put a valve back in an iron head. You do the same on this one, and you do the same on the rear head. Thank you.